what my Christian path was, because I used to be a Christian. I used to be a staunch Christian. In fact, I studied to be a pastor, and technically, I'm still a pastor.
If you decide to get another wife, and you have a tie with her, and then you have another wife, there's a tie with her, or do you think that you are just experiencing all these people?
But my stance is, I didn't grow up like that, so I don't know anything about that.
100%.
I've been married before, so
Really?
I have a really good understanding of marriage and love. 5 years.
So you don't feel awkward?
Nah.
You good?
Nah, but then it's different also, because the way I view sex is completely different to the norm. My introduction of sex in this world and the way I perceive it, completely different to a person who's told by society, don't talk about it, look away. I never did the look away thing as a kid. I wasn't sitting there like this. I wasn't.
So how?
Because certain scenes in there were ideas that came to me on the spot. You know, there's a scene where there was a sex scene, and I suggested, let's do an upside down, vertical thing. And
hey everybody, it's your girl Ole Oceans Gray, and today you're back again with me on the 21st Century Podcast. And today I am rolling with your man Crush Monday, one of the finest brothers in the country. He is very versatile in his skills. He's talented. He's good at digging. He's that nigga, you know?
I'm that nigga.
You're that nigga.
Wow. What an intro.
So, I am with Luthando B.U. Mtembu. Boom, 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 boom. So, tell us about yourself. Who are you? Unjan.
Okay.
Yeah, P. Bye. So, tell us about yourself. Where you from? Your background.
I don't do that.
But tell us who you are, because obviously I know you.
No, you tell them.
Oh, wow.
You tell them who I am.
Okay, he's from Kwamashu.
Hey, okay.
That looks like I stalk you. Like, that's not happening.
This is your, what is the interviewing skills now? I need to see that you did your homework.
Now it looks like
you know me.
Good,
we know each other.
Yeah, facts.
We were love interests.
They don't know that we know each other. They don't know that.
Yeah, they do.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Tell us, gay.
About
More about like background, family dynamic, support structure, all of that, because it's gonna delve into the whole career chat and the support that you receive from your family and those around you. Because I do see on your social media you have a very good relationship with your parents. I saw your mom working out with your mom. You know, your dad. You said your dad could beat us up or beat our fathers up. So it's just like, I want to know, like, how did you grow up? Do you have siblings? What type of family did you grow up in?
Yeah, so I could do that. Like, if you ask me specific, I could definitely do that. I do have a sibling. Mm-hmm. My family is so weird. I have a big family. Mother's side from Swaziland.
Oh, lovely.
Very well off. My father's side, actually, both sides, shit. But my father's side is way bigger, way, way bigger. So we don't believe in cousins.
Okay.
Like in Zulu,
that's your brother.
Yeah, that's your brother. If your dad has a son, his son is your brother. So there's that's that white stuff when it comes to the whole cousins and whatnot. So it's quite big. But blood sister for my mom and dad, only one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Shout out
interesting.
Lelo. Love you very much, sis.
That's interesting because I grew up alone. As I'm the only child. That's been my life.
What role does that play in how you are right now?
Hyper independence, one. And it scares a lot of people away, but it just pushes me to be self-reliant. So I'm not like, I'm going to make a way. I'm going to make it regardless. Whether whoever's moving with me, I'm going to ride the wave by myself.
You got that female Kanye West energy on you.
I know, can I say not by choice? But so like growing up, did you always receive support? Were you interested in a lot of things? Like, were you playing sport? Did you have any passions and interests?
So you're asking me about my hobbies and if they were supported. When I was very young, the first hobby that I remember, I was always active and very playful. But the first hobby that I remember was athletics. I wanted to be the fastest man in the world.
How, Usain Bolt?
Yeah, and I could have done it. I could have definitely done it. I could have done it. I just needed a little bit more of self-belief. It's hard to have self-belief when you're going through shit, So I was going through a lot of shit at certain points and reflecting, and chose to change interests because of that. And then the first one is athletics, and the last one was hip-hop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell us more about hip hop. So what do you mean? You mean like rap?
Hip hop culture.
Okay.
Yeah, the whole culture from how you walk to how you talk to everything, movies, slang, food. I like the fact that Americans decided to create their own way of looking at a negative situation. They're actually slaves from Africa who had to get along with other Africans in a place where they were slaves, you know, and they had to create different ways and tools. So I feel like I respect that. I'm not trying to be them. I don't believe anyone should try to be anyone else besides themselves. But you can take influences here and there.
Yeah.
You know?
A lot of chats go on Twitter actually about that. Like
Yeah.
how there's always some type of beef between South Africans and Americans. They say that, don't you guys just live in like a 4-wall house? The whole of Africa is literally like a room or whatever.
Yeah.
And like no piano doesn't belong to you. So I understand how it's important to just appreciate culture.
Yeah.
You know, get inspired by
Struggle,
it.
yeah.
And you understand, like even with us, like we could be going through the most.
Yeah.
We create a song out of that. We'll
Come
create a
on.
trend out of that. We'll create.
on.
South Africans are also very creative. Like you don't dwell on your pain.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love that. Tell us more about the whole Zulu vegan. So I see you go by that. Something that you hold dearly. How does that impact your life? Because I know you work out. So like, does
How
being
you know I work
vegan?
out?
Like, what do you mean? Like,
Grade A stalker.
I be seeing. No, you post. We follow each other. Come
Messing
on.
with you.
But yeah, anyways. So how does that impact like your lifestyle? Do you drink alcohol? Is it like, you know? Because I know gymming, you usually need like protein. And
Maybe go with me in the journey.
Okay.
So you asked me about the Zulu vegan
vegan.
first, right?
Yeah.
So that's just what I chose to be. I believe those are opposing forces because one is not by choice, my culture. I am Zulu. A lot of people question me on that. Apparently, I don't look Zulu or behave it.
You look.
Can you just cut that part out?
In the
just that part
proud.
out. Just you look good. Yeah, that part out, please.
He's proud to be Zulu. I know Zulu people don't want to be associated
Zulu
with
Paka.
anything else but who
There's
they are.
Nothing in my DNA besides Zulu warriors, you know. So yeah, I'm proudly that. That's why it's the Zulu first, and then the vegan part is a choice, you know. That's another chat for another day. But there's more pros versus cons in the lifestyle that I've chosen. I believe we're the sum of our choices. We have to choose wisely and stick by our choices and die by our choices and live by them, you know. So I chose to be vegan. Not because it was trending or anything, because I've been that for like basically 5, if not more years now.
Really? That's crazy.
And it hasn't been easy, especially with my family and the culture I grew up with. My mother always reminds me the first word I ever said wasn't mom, wasn't dad, it was nyama.
That is intense.
Which is meat.
That is intense.
You know what I mean? Now
Damn.
that same guy is like not even entertaining that because I found out that our enemy finds a way, or our enemies find a way to poison us in various ways. And
that's true.
what you consume from people to what you watch to
has a big impact on your day to day and just like your entire life as well.
So you have to be conscious of that.
100%.
Yeah. So more than anything, I'm just conscious about
100%.
what I allow in.
That is so true. I think for me, the reason why I even asked you about alcohol is because I don't drink alcohol.
Why?
What do you mean why?
Why don't you drink alcohol?
So for me, it was more about, I remember there was a day when I was hosting, right? And then I left the club at like 3 a.m. And I was being picked up at 4 a.m. by production to shoot. I was hanging. Like, I was so tired. I was still lit as well at that point, but I felt like I'm about to get a headache. Like, because it had been a while. I stopped drinking probably in the club at like 1. So after that, I still felt very, intoxicated, heavy. I had a headache and all of that. I told my production transport, I was like, listen, give me 5 minutes. I'm going to go take a quick shower. Ran upstairs, took a shower. Took like 10 minutes maybe. No, it was like 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Why are you laughing? 10 minutes, went in, took my time because obviously I'm exhausted, put on a hoodie, got in the car. Luckily, I already learned my lines. She went over my lines in the car, but I felt like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I asked God for this gift. He gave me the talent first. He gave me the job as well. He gave me the role. So I can't play about him. Like, he trusted me with this, but now I'm showing him that I'm being reckless with it. That was the day I decided that it's a wrap.
So if you had to put your identity into 2 words, I feel like Christianity would definitely 100%. Be one of them. What would be the opposing force of that? Which is the one that you didn't choose? Because, for example, you don't choose your family, you choose your friends, right? Mine is Zulu vegan. Zulu, I didn't choose, but I'm proudly that because it's where I come from. My dad always says to me, never forget where you come from. And then vegan, being a conscious being.
The one that you chose.
That's
so for me, firstly, Christianity is not something that I was born into it.
You didn't choose it also.
I didn't choose it. However, let me just walk you through that. So for me, it was more, I want to use lack of a better term, inherited the religion. And then I made a conscious decision at the beginning of this year that I'm going to walk fully. Obviously I'm not perfect in my walk, but I'm trying to align myself with his teachings, just walk by faith and just trusting God through all that I do. So, actually when you mentioned family, it's been very weird lately, right? So, like you mentioned, you can't choose family. So I had to deal with an incident lately that has to do with family. And it's like, I have to use my religion and my faith, to try and combat that, to try and navigate that. Because, like we said, you can't choose certain people and certain trials in your life. You just have to use what governs you, and for me that's religion, to try and navigate that. And even though the next person doesn't believe in the same thing as me, I still keep my faith, I still keep what governs me and stay grounded in that. How they receive it is on them. It's not a reflection of my character. So
what words would you put it in?
Religion, family.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. And for you?
Zulu vegan.
Okay. All right, thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, so you understand that social media doesn't completely define us, right?
At all, not even 10%.
You understand what I'm saying?
You are social media. I don't believe anyone that believes that they can go on to the socials and know me.
No.
Playing yourself.
And also, like, whatever you see out there, like, maybe I'm even putting out a quote or whatever for you. It's not even about me. So it doesn't define us at all. It's usually what we choose to put out there and how we want to be perceived. It's not about who we actually are. So when I look at your social media, sir, I see thirst traps. I see a whole lot of sex appeal. I see a lot going on. So would you say that is who you are? Or is it more like there's more that meets the eye?
Yeah, I mean, definitely there's more. Any one of my interviews show the depth that I've gone through, I mean, just a few trials and tribulations I've been through and how I've overcome them. Besides, I'm a grown-ass man.
Yeah.
I'm a really, people don't
How old are you?
I'm old.
What's old? Like 40?
No, I'm not talking about age.
Oh, like experiences.
I'm talking about soul.
100%.
I've lived a lot of lives. Like, I always try and bring that fully into anything I do, although I do know how to play and be silly and be foolish and whatnot. But more than anything, I am the Huey and not only the Riley. Boondocks fans will get that. So there's a yin and the yang.
Yeah.
There's a light and a dark.
100%.
So I'm more the darker than I am the light. I've been the light when I was younger, but my soul has grown. And I feel like a lot of people in this day and age do feel like they're more developed than they actually need to be, especially at their age. If you find that you've had to play and put on the hat of a father or a big brother when you were still young and be the man of the house or whatever, So I've been in those type of roles a lot, so my soul is quite grown.
Okay, that is deep. So do you feel like because of our experiences, as you've already echoed, because of our experiences, we're still able to tap out of that and still be fully ourselves? Or do you feel like your soul really just gets defined by your experiences and you just have to move with that?
That's a good question. If I understand you correctly, you're asking me if your soul changes depending on what you go through. No. Your character does. Your personality does. And those are all parts of you, but your soul will always be... Your soul, I believe, is your finish line. When your highest self is not something that's still developing. Your highest self is your guide. It's the you that you are still trying to become. That's your soul. I believe that, at least. And then when it comes to yourself, you can tweak and choose to be what you are today and tomorrow be something else. Last time I saw you had a different hairstyle, different makeup, time before that different. And you bring that type of energy too. I got short hair right now. So that's the type of...
100%.
Giving a different type of energy.
Yeah.
A friend of mine said that, he said, why did you cut your hair? And I was like, I just wanted to I give everyone different answers. But I said to him, I was trying to, change up and drop the thirst trap guy, the F-boy vibes. And my friend says, he's like, bro, it's not the hair. That
literally, like with or without, whether you have... That's why I said, your whole social media, like just your aura, your energy gives off... I wouldn't even say thirst trap, but it's more because I don't want to use negative connotations to describe you, but it's more like you have a very inviting energy, you have a very warm aura. When I worked with you the last time for the music video, I didn't know you understand? But obviously, like, I knew of your work. I didn't know you and I didn't know what to expect. But as soon as we started speaking, you were speaking to me like you had known me for like 20 years. You have a very warm aura, and people usually mistaken that for like flirting or whatever. But I feel like you're an actor. So you are prepared and you're trying to create an energy so that when we get on set, we're comfortable. You're not doing it out of for the vibes or whatever, but it's more like, let's get used to each other now, let's get comfortable now, so we get on set, it's natural, because that's what you need to sell as an actor as well. Like, you know, it needs to look believable, it needs to be believable. People shouldn't look at us and see a disconnect. You understand? So you have a very welcoming and nice aura.
Damn. You single?
I'm married.
We need to talk
I'm
after this. Damn, you
I'm
get
married.
me.
I'm
Nah,
married.
I'm playing. No, but for real, I respect that you took the time to understand that. A lot of people perceive you in the way that they want to, you know, and instead of actually trying to perceive you where you're at, you know. You talk to someone on set, next thing they're like, oh, you know, this person is trying to, you know what I mean? Next thing there's a rumor about you trying to smash everyone. And he's like,
bro,
let the record reflect. You know, like if I was trying to, then there would be sheets, you know, receipts of that. And most of the time, you have to use what you have as an individual. If you're a well-spoken person, use that, you know, but to what you're trying to achieve. What is your purpose? What's your goal? I always say, check your compass. You know, always check your compass.
Doesn't lie. That's true. So in terms of TV, I see you've done Redemption, adulting. That's where, adulting. I feel like that's where a lot of us got to know you, or more of like a character, done Big Brother. So with all of that, like, how do you still remain to stay grounded? Because, you know, a lot of things can get to people's heads, or they feel like, you know, they're superior. So how do you remain grounded?
I really don't know how to answer that question. I think I could answer it 100 different ways. But right now, this very moment, the only one I can go with is when I look back at how I was raised. And I won't even just talk about my family and my whatnot, but I look at the spotlight that I had from a very young age. You know, my mother always treated me like I'm a celebrity. You know,
Superstar.
I was her shining star. I'm her firstborn son, you know, and I carry that aura, I believe. Even sometimes when I was growing up, she'd ask me, why are you walking like people are following your cameras, you know? And at some point in my life, it did become like that when I was a teenager, when I was a dancer, you know, when I'd walk around, people would stop me.
So Ajaiva.
Yeah, I was a...
Okay, Ajaiva.
When I said hip-hop, I meant hip-hop.
So, Wakramba.
All that, breakdancing, pop locking, all of that. Yeah, I was full-on mini Chris Brown, you know. And I loved it because it developed my character. Like, I really, really grew. But more than anything else, also, I feel like all of that was preparation. And I couldn't have done anything.
Sir,
you know what I'm saying?
You just touched on something so important. I believe in that fully. Like, every single event in our lives prepares us for the next chapter. If you pray for a car and God says, I'm giving you a bicycle for now, let's see if you know the road rules. Let's see if you're able to, you know, be amongst other pedestrians and so forth, and like, are you able to navigate? He prepares you for that. Then one day, boom, murk. So nothing is ever in vain, nothing is ever a mistake. And that's why I don't like it when people give up along the way, because now imagine how much further you could have gone if you didn't quit. So I love that preparation, Chad. Love that.
Yeah, so with what you were saying also, there's a video I stumbled upon just recently. It said the pain is good. You should always embrace the pain. You should love the pain. The pain is there merely to ask you one simple question. And the question is, are you sure? So if you want abs and you're training, you feel the pain, it's like, are you sure you want this? That's all it's there doing. Thank you. You know, if you want millions in your account, if you want to be famous and liked, whatever you want to do, there's a certain degree of resistance that comes to ask, are you sure? Because that's what tears us apart, you know, what separates the doers versus the people who think they do, the people who want to have the podcasts and want to be consistent, who plan accordingly, who don't make excuses, who sit down and say, this is our team, this is our logo, this is our strategy, and we're not fucking around here. And I choose the word fuck specifically. I don't swear much. But when it comes to that seriousness of what is meant to, what it takes for you to be A grade, to why should anyone sit and watch this podcast? Just because BU's there? Why? Why should anyone take BU seriously? Why? Does he take himself seriously? Does he exfoliate his skin? Something simple as that. Does he brush his teeth every day? What does he do? Push-ups? Does he have a big chest? What is he trying to portray to the world?
Exactly.
The same way, if you're doing anything, you have to take yourself serious. You have to follow up, and the challenges will come. And those challenges are just there to say, are you sure you are who you think you are?
Exactly.
Show me that you are who you think you are. And you learning from those things and reading up and picking up your game is what's going to make you who you think you can be.
That is true.
Yeah.
There was a passage that I also read that just said, what you want to achieve is on the other side of what you're not willing to do.
There we go.
So that's what separates, like you said, the winners from, I don't want to like using the term losers, but people that don't achieve the goal. So how far are you willing to go? Because you have the same goal as somebody else, but who's willing to put in the work? You understand? And that's like for things like, let's say, an award, for instance. Somebody else has your award if you're not putting in the work. So put in the work and let's get it.
Yeah.
You know, so
sorry to cut you. Just
yeah.
last night I was with like a friend again, same guy. He was like saying to me, it's not just talent that's going to make you who you need to be. It's not just talent. It's so many things. People always like to focus on being prepared, preparation. There's only so much preparation can do too.
100%.
It's also so much luck, preparation, prayers that are not coming from you. Things that you choose to do, you allowing or helping an old lady
and
cross
things that
the
you
road.
choose not to do. So starving yourself of certain things, understanding that I'm sacrificing for this. Because usually I do this, but it's like you're on a different journey now. You can't still be doing the same things. You have more to lose actually.
Yeah.
They have nothing to lose. So you need to understand that you're moving in a different way now. Like you can't still be doing things that you used to do. So yeah. So let's get into adulting. Can I ask you a question? So, for instance, I shot a scene.
Hold on. Before we go to adulting, I'm going to cut you there. Why are we not talking about my music, yo?
We're going to get there.
Let's get to the music. What are you talking about?
Don't worry.
I'm saving the best for last.
Don't worry. Listen,
You're saving the best for
got
last.
you. One thing about me, the fact that I even knew that you have a song, whoa, trust and believe, my babe.
Okay.
So, with adulting, right, I remember I shot a different series that I'm currently shooting. I had a bedroom scene, but there wasn't like anything crazy going on. I was literally just chilling in the sheets, and it looked like I was half naked because I had like a sheet across my chest. And I remember because my gran watches the show, my aunts, my uncles, and I was so nervous. I was just like, yo, oh my gosh, I hope there's load shedding at their houses. I don't want them to see this because they obviously know me as this, hardworking, God-fearing. So I was like, oh my gosh.
That's your brand, yeah.
Like, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I wonder how they're going to feel about seeing me like that. Oh, it was so awkward. I turned my phone off for that whole day. I was like, I can't. So how do you, how does your family feel about these scenes? How do you feel about them seeing you in that light?
I think the main word is respect.
Yeah.
And trusting the person. My family really knows me. As much as my family's big, there's only 4 of us.
Yeah.
My mom, my dad, my sister.
Those are the
myself.
ones that matter.
I mean, everyone matters in the family, but there's a certain level of priority that goes with the people who grew up with you.
Yeah.
They know things about you that you don't know. Like, just recently I got told my ears turn red when I get angry. I was like, what?
Hectic.
I'm not light-skinned. What are you
People are
talking about? You know what I'm
observant.
saying? But those are people that you grew up with that really, really know you, not the people that visited, So what they think, they trust me. They know what I stand for. They know everything about me in terms of what my goal is. And I've always said, don't judge me on the tool that I'm using. Look at the actual source that I'm tapping into.
Oof, powerful.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not
So
about
you don't feel awkward?
Nah.
You good?
Nah, but then it's different also because the way I view sex is completely different to the norm. My introduction of sex in this world and the way I perceive it, completely different to a person who's told by society, don't talk about it, look away. I never did the look away thing as a kid. I wasn't sitting there like this. I wasn't.
So how do you view it?
I had a very unhealthy way of seeing it before. but now I see it as a tool.
Okay.
As a tool, yeah. And now we're pretending to use a tool. We're not even using the tool. So for me, it's disattached when we're pretending to use a tool. You know what I'm saying?
I want you to get into that for me. Like, when you say you feel like,
it's a tool to connect with the person. It's sacred.
Okay.
It's intimate.
Yeah, 100%.
It's real. It's authentic. It's where you truly become who you are. However, and share that with another person. However, when you're not portraying it, it's not about you anymore. You can't bring that same sentiment. You can't bring your own to that. You have to look at the character. This is the character. I'm going to have to speak his truth. You know, this is his truth. In respect to the boundaries that I'm going to set, obviously, because I have to protect him. You know, they always want to push the envelope and get you to do a little bit extra and become that OnlyFans person. But you choose also. You know.
Yeah. So actually, to touch on that, because you meant connecting, and then, you know, like usually, like as a Zulu, there's like the whole polygamous marriages and so forth. So how do you feel about the different soul ties that get involved in that? Like, you know, when one person is engaging in that activity with another person, right? For instance, there's like a connection, like you said, there's a tie between them, there's a spiritual tie, there's a physical tie between them. And now, how does it work, for instance, in your opinion, in polygamous relationships? Is the one person giving what they have with the one to another? Is there like different multiple ties? Are they like, how do you, because personally, I believe in monogamous relationships.
Society does.
Yeah.
Christian society.
Yes.
Does. I am Zulu. And my surname is Mtembu, and you're asking me about Istembu.
Correct.
So I have a little bit of understanding of what that is. Although I'm not as traditional as my family or friends or people who know better. The little that I do know is that it's all about, it wasn't naturally created for the guy must get more, you know. It wasn't originally created for selfish reasons or used in a selfish way. The same way we could look at something like Global. Tulobola, do you know that, right? I'm just making an example with it because it's cultural. It originally started with your family sharing and showing that they're serious about being a part of another family. Something for us to start the conversation of families with, where your gogo, my gogo speak and they get to an agreement, and then from there onwards, it's a conversation starter.
Yeah.
Hey, but what it is today is completely different, you know. So same way I believe when it comes to Istanbul, I don't necessarily believe in that. The reason why I don't believe in it is because I didn't grow up in a household of my father being married to a lot
multiple
of
women.
So that's why I don't believe in it. Besides, I believe that one woman is enough stress. Not to say that women are stressful, but I mean, it comes with its own dynamics, and you have to be a specific type of man to juggle
any
human
relationship.
beings,
Like just
know.
one person is enough to be able to cater to your needs specifically. So I'm also fully focused. Yeah, to be fully it's like having a child.
Yeah,
like you want to fully be attentive and give it your attention. And so I get
it's
that.
work, you know, when you keep employing yourself to different roles. You're now the janitor, now you're the principal, now you're the teacher, now you're the PE teacher,
now you're a husband. Now you're,
It's like, damn, how much are you gonna do here? You know, because not everyone is the same. Not everyone brings out the same in you.
100%.
You know, I'm the way I am with you, but if you brought your mom here, I'd be a different person.
Yeah, well, mama.
You know what I'm saying? You know, so different layers of us doesn't mean that the layers aren't who we are. That's what shows us or helps us to choose who we are. In that case.
So back to the question. How do you view?
I don't.
You don't
like
have an
that's
opinion.
what I'm trying to say. I don't have a view of it because, although I understand something about it, I didn't grow up around.
So do you think that the tie between me and you, if you decide to get another wife, and you have a tie with her, and then you have another wife, there's a tie with her, or do you think that you are just experiencing all these people?
It's a topic I can't get into because I'm not educated. I might offend somebody out there.
I get that.
And I do want to respect everybody and their stances. But my stance is I didn't grow up like that, so I don't know anything about that.
100%.
I've been married before, so I have a really good understanding of marriage and love. 5 years. Unfortunately I'm not currently married anymore, but it's a part of growing and a 100%. Part of my journey. So I feel as though each to their own. If somebody comes here and has strong perspective or views on divorce, for example, I'd say, great, that's your perspective.
You had your own
But don't
experience.
offend me in your thing, you know?
100%.
If someone were to come and speak about abortion, you have your experience.
Yeah.
Another person has their own.
100%.
You know? So the experience that I have when it comes to this topic is limited. And it's one of, to each their own. I don't think it is what it started for, or how it started originally. And when it comes to the topic of sex, I don't squander my seed. I'm a very
it's not
intentional,
a taboo.
I'm an intentional farmer. That's me. That's why I don't have any kids right now. You know, I believe that with my seed, I will respect them before they even exist. I already know their names. I know what they look like. I know their giggles. I know their laughs. I'm looking forward to becoming a father, God willing, if I do, you know, because I know that's also potentially a reality. But I'm not going to now speak that into existence because I know what I want to exist, you know.
100%.
So yeah, I'm very intentional with most things that I do. Not everything.
I love that. I love that actually that you mentioned, because like I said, when we view your social media, we would think, yo, about my 20 kids somewhere, one in Soweto, one in Midrand, one in whatever. But I love people that are intentional.
Yeah.
That's when you have a bit of control over what's happening. Unlike if you're just doing whatever, then it's like, whoa, you know, and, you know, you still want to have control over the situation. You still want to be able to dedicate your time and do things in the right way. So I love that point.
Yeah.
Going back to adulting, I just wanted to ask one last question.
It's okay.
What's the difference between you and the character that you played? Like if you had like a
He's
distinct...
Riley, I'm Yui.
Okay, for those
I'm
that...
yin, he's yang. He's fire, I am air. Which means who I am, I really think a lot. And I really prepare a lot. And I'm, like I said, I'm intentional. He's very much off the bat. The character I play is very young. And I don't blame him. That's one thing as an actor, you should never judge your character. Just understand them. See them for who they are. But don't judge them. Because you get in... Now, my depth is going to get in the way of him playing and having fun. And because certain scenes in there were ideas that came to me on the spot. You know, there's a scene where there was a sex scene and I suggested, let's do an upside down, you know, vertical thing.
And that's not a reflection of you. That's more you portraying the character.
Yes.
Yeah.
To some degree, though, because I need to know how to do that.
Yeah, to be able to,
You know, so that came from something very sacred of Luthando, where I do yoga and I meditate. And there's this thing where I literally every morning I go on a handstand for about 10 to 15 minutes to change the flow of the blood, etc. But many other poses I do, and that's spiritual. Now I'm taking that and borrowing from Luthando and bringing
100%.
to Vuyani and making it a very careless, like a fly, and it trended. And I was like so excited that it worked, you know. But that's the difference. He's based on just the flesh. I'm the spirit
100%.
and the mind.
Deep.
You know.
Okay. So actually, to tap on that, how do you advise viewers and people that are upcoming actors? How would you go about studying a character and portraying it without being yourself? Because we don't want to be you. We want to see Vuyani. So how would you advise us, you know, as actors and so forth? And, you know, like, how do you tap into a character?
So different characters, they require different things. I learned, and I keep learning from different coaches, that when you land a character, it's not about you anymore. It's not about you were the best actor. You weren't the best actor on the day. Just know that. There's another actor somewhere better than you who deserved the role better. Just know that. So remove ego from it.
True.
Then listen to the character. Just listen to how they talk, you know. And if you pick them, you probably have encountered him to some degree in one way or another. And it's now your role to be true to that character and put him on or her on as well as possible, you know, and be true to that, because it's very spiritual. People forget that. And I don't want to also just say that spirituality is limited to the arts, music and acting, etc. But it is very much prominent there, because once you sell a feeling, you have to tap into things that you can't see.
True.
Which means you have to dive into that world or the realm of things that you can't see and you can feel, and you can play around in that unseen realm and bring that into life for other people to also experience and feel. So when people say things like, I can't watch adulting alone because I'm like, I'm proud of myself, because I know what I bring and I know what the character bring and I know how different those worlds are. Like if you play a bad guy, for example, or a guy who's a villain, people literally hate you in real life.
And it's like,
You were true to
I
the character.
really portrayed that. Like, I made it believable.
You were true to the character, fully.
100%.
Yeah.
So before we get into the music, I have one last point that I want to speak about. We know that June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, and just the stigma surrounding it and all of that.
Yeah.
We just need to create awareness, firstly, visibility, and allow for a platform to speak about these issues. How do you believe, as a society, we can be able to support men with their mental health issues? Because usually like we'll be like, social media and like society, men don't cry, men are tough, men must man up. Ugh, that's an ick. Why is he venting? This nigga has too many bad days. So yeah, how do you believe that as a society we can best support men?
That's a question that I will never be able to answer fully.
How can we best
here.
support you?
The reason why I say I can't answer fully here is because it's one that you need to sit down with, and actually action, I believe before we even go into how do I think society can help men, I think we need to actually understand that there's many societies in a community. What communities are you closest to? What defines your community? I stand by this. Like, what is society?
Okay, let's break it down and not make it broad. How can your household, firstly, be supportive? Yeah, let's dim it down.
It all starts with self. It does not start with what people can do for you. It starts with self. You teach people how to treat you. If you teach yourself and carry yourself in a specific decorum, you're saying something. The tone in which you speak, what time you arrive to a place, what cologne you wear, all those type of things. It all communicates something about you. So how you take yourself is how everyone else will take you. So if you need a specific thing, if you need people to give you a hug, be a person that gives hugs. Don't just sit there in a corner and just be quiet. I feel like for men, it's the same as women. We need the same type of attention. Just think of it like a plant or a tree. It needs water. It needs light. It's that simple. You're not going to give some tree a steak.
Yeah.
It's not going to know what to do with it. It needs water. It needs light. Yes, it varies. But we can only see from it dying that, oh, snap, it needs a specific type of light, So for men, I feel like it starts with self. Then it goes to us as compadres, like as guys, how we treat each other. Because we have this thing of we don't dwell in each other's wounds very much. We don't. I've only seldom been in a few groups where men have been allowed to cry, And it's not because we say you're not allowed to cry. It's because as soon as you cry, it's like,
whoa.
Okay, I don't know what to do here because I haven't been taught, So I feel like understanding, respect, it all starts with self first, and then from there it goes outwards.
So do you have a circle of friends and people that you can?
I am my circle, and I attract those people, and they come for specific moments,
season,
and they leave. And I don't hold anyone against any. I have no expectations for anybody, but I do know how to call a spade a spade. When something is for me, it comes, and I know this is for me. This is what I've been calling. When it isn't, when it's there and it's gone, then it's fine. The industry we're in, it's full of egos, and it's full of people who don't pick up phone calls unless there's something in it for them, And that's just it. That's the bottom line. You have to have that thick skin to know who you are in the midst of the craziness. People don't talk about the favors that get done behind closed doors. People don't talk about the fact that you got the role because you have a certain look, or you're wearing a certain dress, or you touch someone's shoulder in a specific way, or you paid certain money. You use what you have, but there's also a yin and yang. There's a dark side to everything, But just knowing who you are, no matter how bright it is, no matter how dark it is, you loving you, whether people outside are clapping or booing for you,
100%.
is who you truly are. So that's what I have for me.
I love that. I think also, I don't want to say lowering your expectations, because if you're going to come into my life, there's certain things that come on are mandatory, just out of common decency. However, I rank people accordingly, just so that I can manage my expectations, so that I know these people are the most reliable. So I'm not going to expect what I expect from these people from the next person, because you just don't have the capacity, and you don't take yourself seriously enough. So how are you going to take me seriously? So I just rank people accordingly, and I know if I need someone to advise me on, whatever topic, I'm not going to go to the next person. I'm going to go to these people. I know they're always going to have my back. They're going to be there. So
you have
helps.
a tribe.
Yeah, it helps with just managing my expectations and technical. So
yeah.
you learned the ropes.
ADHD vibes.
I get that.
You know what I mean?
But yeah, let's get into the music.
I wonder if you saved it for last because it's the best or
because it's the best. It was actually there, but I was like, you know what? Let me
highlight it. Okay.
Let's get into the music. So tell us more about your music. When did you get into music? What inspired it?
So again, hip hop.
Okay.
My escape from reality. So when I said hip hop, it's always stuck with me. I'm that kid that if you went into his room, there was pictures and posters of 50 Cent, Eminem, all the rappers that were big at that time, and they meant something to me. But it wasn't just that; it was also actors. The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, Johnny Depp, quite a few others. Different actors for different types of films as well. I never really thought I was going to be an actor at this age. I thought I was going to be an actor way later when I have gray hair. My idea was to be like this, like James Bond, Idris Elba type of guy, And sometimes God looks at your plans and thinks.
And also, how are you gonna get there if you don't start now? So you probably will be that. Right now, it's just the preparation. It's planting of the seed.
Yeah.
You're watering that seed now. Then by then, it's gonna be this whole tree.
Yeah.
So it's definitely.
Yes, it's different. It's definitely different paths to the same destination. And I just thought that at this point is when I'd be like having fun, partying, grooving, clubbing, and still knowing myself. But then God was like, no, let's flip it around for you. Let's see how you do. Are you still that person that you think you can be? The reason why I'm in Johannesburg is because of music. I've been doing music since I was, before I could spell words.
Really?
I was writing based on the sound. I was like, that word sounds like it rhymes with this. And I look at my books that I was writing when I was 10 years old, and I'm like,
lyric books.
What?
You were just spelling it out.
I was as it sounds, without the proper grammar.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm the guy who always in detention because I wasn't listening in class. I was writing rhymes.
That's cute.
I was literally that guy, always in trouble. My homework book is empty. My rap books are full. And I have books on books. So, I just believe that once you choose to be something, you are that thing. You just have to stick to what you believe.
So when was your first time actually like getting into studio and you were like, whoa, this is a banger?
Sadly enough, career-wise, only when I got to Joburg. But when I was younger, I think I was 14. I was in the crew in Mlazi, actually, which is where I'm from. By the way, if you don't know now, you know. Mlazi represented 031, the first or the third, So I in the township, everything we do, we try to be get to fabuloso, when we do it, like get a fabuloso, like we're the cool kids.
Yeah.
But when you look back, you're like, what were we really doing there?
But at the time, it was cool.
Well, we thought it was.
Yeah.
We thought it was. My clicked it. There was this little Jondolo vibe going on in the back there. And there's this old guy, like an old guy with a full family. He's like, yeah, this is my studio, my setup.
Aww.
And he found us. And he was our top dog. And I was the Kendrick of TDE, And I was out there just rap, And when I came to Joburg, I rapped. And people were like, you are boring. This is too much.
How old was that?
Too much rap. Yeah. Too lyrical miracle, my G. Like, we need to feel something. And then I had to adapt. So that's why I say when we say professionally, career-wise, the first time I actually got to work on my craft, hone it, is now, when I came to Johannesburg. And I arrived in Johannesburg, 2016.
Really? Okay.
2016. Yeah, 2016, I think. I'm not too sure. It's a while back. And when I got here, I was very clear what I was here for. It was never a doubt. Intentional. And if people mising your calls, people mucking you around, you're just that pretty boy in the background. Chill there, bro.
But don't you feel like
to call the girls?
With that,
you know what I mean?
Sorry to interject. Don't you feel like with that also, like you mentioned, it's also about how bad you want it. Even if people are saying no, even if the doors have been closed in your face, you just keep going. It's
still the same, and it's never going to stop. I believe till this day, there's rooms that Drake would love to be a part of or in, and you can never, just because he's Drake. So yeah, no matter how up or how high you are, there's a certain chords that are not gonna connect. There's certain
True.
lines that are not, because it's not your path. You know,
True.
it's for Kendrick. It's not for Drake. You know, and that's fine too, because each to their own paths. Yeah, but you're 100% right when you say that.
Oh, that is beautiful. So tell us about the couple of first tracks that you dropped versus now.
The first song I dropped, I did it in a UK accent.
Really? So it was like drill vibes.
It was drill wasn't even a thing. I didn't know of drill. I just like that's my actor instinct, I guess.
Yeah.
I was 11 and I wrote a song. Oh god.
Please drop some bars.
No,
there.
hell,
Please.
nah.
Okay,
nah,
can you
nah.
send it to us? Maybe we'll.
Nah.
Please,
That's
I
a
can-
sacred
no,
song.
but let me tell you something. So it's about like just obviously you've already measured your own progress,
Yeah.
but we want to see where you come from.
I
Versus,
hear you. Okay, it's on the net. It's on YouTube. If you type in Ludo Boo, you'll be able to see if you track Ludo Ludo space BU, you'll be able to see
Okay.
the first freestyle song I did. My
Aw.
squeaky voice in a booth. I remember it was in Gateway. They had like this little karaoke space, and I just said, "Yo, let me drop an Eminem beat," and I just like freestyle.
Which beat did you use?
Stan.
I love Eminem. I know. Oh, I love Stan.
Stan. Dear Stan.
I'm
you
a
know?
Stan for sure.
You're a Stan. That was before the internet was so huge, though. That's the crazy part. So now, like, you got social media. Facebook, it was MySpace at that time.
Yeah.
That's
Ooh,
how old I am.
You grown.
Yeah, I'm a grown ass guy.
Do you have BBM at least?
Yeah, I
Okay.
have, yeah. But that's what I'm trying to say. Like, not all the songs are out.
Yeah.
So the song that I'm talking about in particular was a tribute to the future me, to who I'm gonna be. I've always been that guy. I always like. So basically, it was for me, but I sent it to just a few people. You know, it was
Hold
like
on
a
to
few
this.
WhatsApp group, a mixer group here. You know,
Yeah.
that type of stuff, and people listen to it. And they still have it till this day. So
Nice. Just to measure.
yeah.
So versus where you are now, what
Yeah,
are you
now-
dropping now?
Now I understand tone now. I understand texture, the power of the voice. You know, I understand how to make a whole song and say nothing, which is what most of these artists do. Like, there's no real message. It's just
The beat is
vibe.
lit, the tone is
you know
lit.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's nice. It's nice. You know, it's okay. I'm not judging it, because sometimes people are tired of being talked at. They
Yeah,
just
people
wanna
are-
feel something. You know, so I'm trying to also learn. Not even learn. I'm at a point where I understand it now.
Yeah.
So the song I got is with my compadre, my gangalang. His name is Flo Jones. Do you know Flo Jones?
Do I?
Come on, man.
Maybe by seeing him.
The
Let me
second
check.
interviewer that I've talked to that doesn't know Flo Jones, man. Flo Jones. Schlam. Who eats?
How do I spell his
That's my
name?
boy. Flo.
Like normal Flo
Yeah,
Jones
normal
Jr.
Flo Jones Jr. Yeah,
Oh, this
that's
guy.
him. That's him. He's got an amazing song right now with Slick and
I see a lot of my
McLaren,
mutuals are
dope
actually in
boy.
the comments, so he's
You know what I'm
dope.
saying? McLaren's on it, and who else is in it? And Blackie's on it. That's his latest offer, or the offer that he's a part of. Now the next one is gonna
lovely.
be with me. But I don't believe so much in leaning too much into collaborations. I mean, I'm
Really?
okay with it, but I don't want to be known as that person that's always good on other people's songs, but no one knows my songs. You know what I mean? And
I
there's-
get you.
There's a few artists that are really dope on features. Like, oh my gosh, I just heard, yeah, you know what I mean? And I'm like, oh you know. But then I think, I can't think of a solo
Alone.
song, and not to this. It's just
Yeah.
everybody has their own lane. My thing is I don't have that. I want to be able to tap into my own ish. Yeah.
So I love all of that. I just want to ask you, just to wrap up the chat, and then
Yeah.
obviously we're going to get your platforms where we can find you, we
Yeah.
can find your music.
Yeah.
What do you want to achieve with your music? So what message do you want to put out there?
My message is be you.
It's in the name. It's literally in the name. Okay.
Yeah, and a lot of people think that it's simple. They always put just in front of that, and I think that's an injustice to what the you is. The you is, first of all, as human beings, we forget that we're human beings, and we try to be human doings. We're always doing something.
Just
To
be. Ooh.
to be on its own is powerful, and then the you is like finding you, deciding who you truly are, sitting with yourself, seeing every venture that you've gone through in life. There's this thing that I always have that holds me on check. It's my Bible. It's a Luthando Bible, the Book of Love. So I visit that book every day. I know things like my favorite color. I know it seems small. My favorite color, my number. What does it mean? What's my numerology chart? What it looks like? What my star sign means? Because I believe in that type of stuff. what my Christian path was, because I used to be a Christian. I used to be a staunch Christian. In fact, I studied to be a pastor, and technically I'm still a pastor. Yeah.
Muruti.
You know what I'm saying? So it's all about knowing your journey, where you come from, because you can only connect the dots looking backwards.
Oof. One thing about you. It's giving depth. It's giving depth. Okay, so to go back to the book that you just mentioned.
Yeah.
That's just like
the Bible.
Your Bible.
Yeah.
Apologies.
I think each person should have their own Bible.
100%.
Yeah.
Like pretty much what defines you,
who you
what
are,
you
what
hold
you like,
dear.
and it changes. I write it from the back to the front. I don't write it from the front to the back, because a person will
Who
open it.
you evolve.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
So as I'm writing it this way, you're reading it that way.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna try that.
Yeah, it's very important. I feel to have a physical representation of what's your logo, what's your slogan, what's your life mantra, life motto, what's your mission statement, how long have you said, where have you come from, why is this your motto, what does it look like when you have it, what are the downfalls that you think are going to come with having it, because everything has a con, every pro has a con, you know. So just being realistic with yourself, that's how I help myself to reflect through doing that.
That is beautiful. So we've really touched on all of the depth and stuff. Now I want to get into something that's like a bit of a closing game. It's going to be more interactive between me and you, but I think it needs us to be sitting next to each other. Is that possible?
Yeah.
Is it possible? I want to sit next to him.
The mic though?
I'll just come closer to you.
How are we going to do it?
What is it?
It's an acting improv
Okay,
vibe.
we can do it like this.
Okay.
I'll just sit up.
Are we going to be able to show both of us in one frame? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So for this closing game, everyone
we
knows
on?
that you're...
Okay.
Okay. Everyone knows that you're an actor. So I want to put that to test. Obviously, we know you're an actor, but I want to see how good you are with like improv. Can you step into character real quick?
You have to give me the character brief.
I'm going to give you like a scenario. So
Okay.
you're my boyfriend.
Damn.
What do you mean, damn?
Because I've been your boyfriend before.
Rekindling.
Hey.
So you're my boyfriend.
Yeah.
You catch me going through your phone. You just woke up. Let's play on that.
Okay, is that my phone?
Yeah, this is your phone. So you still sleeping.
Okay.
But obviously you have to keep it in frame.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
so this is me going through your phone.
It's cut in. Can I just see the time quickly?
What's this?
What's what?
What is this?
What's what?
We rang khofa.
What's what?
Wait a second. This is the third time where I see messages between you and this girl. Kanti go iragalang?
What girl? What are you talking about? That's my cousin.
Who's Palesa?
That's my cousin.
Your
I've told you
cousin.
so many times. That's my cousin.
Your
Just I'm checking
cousin.
the time.
With a peach emoji next to her name.
You want to stress me out. That's the problem.
So
Please
it's
don't
about
stress me
me.
out.
You're
Please.
gaslighting me.
No, you don't need to stress me out. I'm here to love you.
But you're cheating on me.
Babe, listen. I'm here to love you. I've told you that, but this is my cousin. You need to now.
You're Zulu. How do you have a Sutu cousin?
No, she's part Sutu.
You know what?
Her mom is Sutu, her dad is Zulu. So it doesn't count. But why am I explaining this?
Let's call her.
Do I not love you?
Let's call her.
I don't have airtime.
I have
I
airtime.
don't call people.
I have airtime.
What if she doesn't pick up?
I have airtime. Where's my phone?
You
You
don't have
probably
a phone,
stole
babe.
my phone.
You don't have a phone. It's cool. It's fine. I'll call her. Let me send her a message first. To see if she's awake. Because it's early in the morning.
Oh, you even considerate of whether she's awake or not. It
She's
shows
my
that there's something
cousin.
going on. Why do you care?
Why do I care
Block her.
about my cousin?
Block her.
I think I might end up blocking you. You know what? In fact, I don't need the stress. I think you can just leave. How about that?
Give me everything I've ever bought you.
Bought me.
Yes.
Take it.
Give me that phone.
Bye.
Bye.
Why?
That was good.
Why was he?
Why are we always fighting?
Where's the brief, man?
I'm always like,
I don't know nothing about this character. I'm like,
all you need to know is that he's cheating. He's cheating. I'm on your phone. Wow, that was good.
you think so?
That was a nice improv.
I've never been caught for cheating because I don't cheat.
Really?
Black men don't cheat. I don't know
Side-eye.
who thinks or planted the seed that black men cheat. Black men, we don't cheat.
Side eye.
We don't cheat.
Okay, cool. It's fine. Anyway, thank
Black
you
women
so
lead
much.
us to doing things that we don't do.
That's a whole nother chat.
I'm joking with
That
you.
is
I'm playing.
gaslighting
I'm playing with you.
on.
I don't.
Yeah, speak for
practice-
yourself, 'cause,
practice
hey.
what I don't preach. I practice what I preach.
True.
Yeah.
Love
Thank you
it.
for having me.
Thank Cute.
Again.
How did you feel about the whole interview?
I don't know yet. I have to sit down.
You're gonna
with myself.
reflect.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
yet. Someone is late. Someone was late.
Yeah,
for the
he was
interview.
very late.
Someone was
He was
very,
very
for the
late.
And then they started talking about cabs. Cabs are like,
Very late.
going to the garage. I'm like, wow, well, since I'm here.
Yeah, you were late. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. But let us know, where can we find you on social media?
If you don't know where to find me on social media, shame on you. Okay?
Super.
Shame on you. Now I'm playing.
Superstar.
Luthando, BU Mtembu. Same everywhere. If you're looking for something cool, look for BU_universe. My music is under Luthando. That's my stage name.
Are
If
you
don't
on?
know, you will know. Yeah, I'm everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm signed and everything.
Oh, love that, love that, love that.
Nah, not like that though. Like I own my own record label, so I'm signed to myself.
No, that's great.
And then I have a distribution deal.
That's
so,
better.
Independent artist.
Yeah,
Indeed.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
So do you take like performing gigs?
No.
So if we were to book you and be like, come to the club.
That part is gonna come, but that series or that season of my life hasn't yet come to fruition. I believe you have to have a couple of hits before you start doing it. I don't want to be on stage singing one
performing
song
other people's
over and over.
songs.
Now my song, I'll never perform other people's songs.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like my song on repeat now, making the people spell my name now. L, when I say L, you say, you know what I mean? No. It needs to be. I look up to people, and I look up to my people that I call my peers, like Super Mega, El Ricky Rick. I have a song with Mash Beats actually that we just recorded.
Really?
That's a tribute to that. So we're just waiting to iron out a few things. Cross
That
the
is
T's, dot the I's.
amazing.
And that's what I stand for.
Was it your first time working with him for
Mash.
Nakolo?
Yeah.
That's amazing. I love that it opened those channels for you.
Yeah, definitely. I
'Cause
feel
you
like
guys
we're
are
gonna
both
do much
talented.
much more together. I feel like people don't know me like that musically yet. 'Cause
They
I
don't.
sing though, like I sing, I rap, I
There's
used to
a
beatbox.
mic, my angel.
I don't squander my seed. I'm very intentional. I don't go to every interview and sing because I don't want my voice up.
Okay.
It's not no excuse. It's the facts. You have to be important. See yourself as that brand. You know what I mean?
But I get you.
Yeah,
value
know
that
what you're
brand,
doing.
and
So
it's
if I
like-
was told before an interview you're gonna sing, I would,
Put in the
lemon
right
water, honey,
measures.
no song I'm singing, then have
Okay,
fun with it.
okay,
Even with the raps. I don't
It's
want to be
fine.
choking.
We'll stream. If that's our assignment, we'll stream. Got you.
Intention.
We got you.
You know what I mean?
Okay, cool. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Do you have any final words?
Be you.
I have nothing else more to say. But subscribe, like this video, comment, share, notification bell on. See you on the next episode.